It's Aly at the Shaky Knees Music Festival, and I'm hanging out with Nate and with, can I call you Nate, or do I have to say Nathaniel?
I prefer Nathaniel.
Nathaniel,
Yeah.
and Joseph from Nathaniel Rateliff, the Nice West. Thank you guys for chilling with us for a little bit before your set, and sorry for messing with your pregame ritual, so I appreciate you hanging with us.
Well, it's always, early in the day, pregame ritual starts earlier.
Well, your normal show, if you're on tour yourselves, you're not going on until, what, like 9:30?
We try to go on at 7.
Yeah.
Get it over with, get home.
Like, can we do a 35-minute at 5:30 today?
So you have to move up the day drinking a little bit more when you're doing a festival.
I've been trying not to day drink at all, but,
Really?
That's, do what's required, I believe is what they,
it's one of our
smell
mottos.
Something, say something. So we
I
started drinking
something.
slightly earlier. It smells like liquor.
So were you in town yesterday, or did you just get in this morning?
We woke up on the bus here in Atlanta.
Okay.
To some kids rocking out. It was awesome.
Did you
Bunch of kids up
Cinco
there.
de Mayo yesterday? Did you do some or did you Kentucky Derby yesterday? Did you celebrate any of
we
the?
didn't derb it up.
Okay.
We just played a show.
Okay.
I went to the. We both did. We went to the Dali Museum. So that's what we did.
We were in St. Petersburg, and they have an amazing
okay.
Salvador. It's one of the
Largest
if not the
collections of
largest
Salvador
collection
Dali?
of Salvador Dali, and a bunch of his major works.
So you guys did finery. You were fancy yesterday. I like it.
I mean, we shotgunned some. I went back after sound
Yeah, you
check
did
with 2 other
shotgun a
guys,
beer
and we
before you
shotgunned beers before we went there.
So you kind of balanced out your.
Yeah.
You canceled it out.
We did.
All right. Well, so let's talk real quick about the new album that's out. Pretty cool, right?
tearing the seams, tearing up the charts.
It's amazing, and to see now that you're playing shows that it's out and everyone knowing the words, and that's got to feel pretty good, right?
Yeah, it's amazing to see people respond to songs that you don't think they've heard, and we had really good success with the last record, and that was a real surprise and a blessing, and I feel like we're really proud of this record, and it's nice to have people responding to it in a good way. So,
and we were, I wouldn't say nervous, just curious about how this is going to go. Second record after having a hit that we didn't expect. But from the moment we started promoting this record on the West Coast doing radio stuff, and we saw these people like lining up just to hear whatever it was we were going to play, and they knew it wasn't going to be something they'd heard, and it was a real boon for us to kind of see that we'd developed a fan base that were hungry for something we wanted to give them, and we've been really excited to give them this record.
It's always special with the second album, as you said, because there's so much pressure when you've done well with the first one. When the second one comes out, there's all this expectation. You're like, is it going to be as good? Are people going to care? And when they do, it's like, oh.
There's a lot of pressure, for sure. For me.
Well, do you feel like you have a sound?
I feel like we have a sound, but I also feel like we all love music and are, I think we're interested in continuing to learn and change and grow as artists and people. It's weird to say artists, but as musicians.
100% you are an artist. Yes, absolutely you are.
I've been taking up some stonemasonry and stuff. So, no, but anyway, sorry. Yeah, I feel like we have a sound, but and when I first started the band, I had an idea what I wanted to do and how I wanted the band to grow, and we've done that. So.
Do you feel hindered by it ever?
No, because I think we continue to challenge ourselves and test each other. And luckily, I'm playing with a bunch of great musicians that challenge me to continue to make me grow as a musician and just try to continue to study. And that's kind of the beauty about not just art, but really life, is that there's never a point where you reach that you've been like, I've arrived at this and now I don't have to do anything else. It's continuing to struggle and growth.
And sometimes probably that's where some of the best material comes from, is feeling the struggle.
Luckily, I'm kind of a fuck up, so I keep coming up with great stuff.
It is a never-ending
just a walking
tap
disappointment.
You're really perpetuating a lot of material for yourself in your life.
Exactly. I was like, never mind, I won't
It's
go into details. But
we'll just call that job security. How about that?
Yeah.
We'll call it job security. All right, so with the hats, these are new. I mean, I've seen you guys many times. First time seeing these new. Where did these come from? And
This is a similar hat to the previous one that our friend in Boulder made, Kate, who has a company called Royal Stag. So this is actually just a slightly bigger brim for the sun, or whatever really.
And everybody, does everyone have one? Is it a requirement that everyone, different
No.
shapes, different
No
colors,
requirement.
you just do whatever?
It's not really a hat thing. I've been rocking out, doing Farm Aid. We made a bunch of good friends, but some of the old guys that started the American agriculture movement, they have their little patch, and they wear like the captain's trucker hat.
Oh, I love
And that
that.
was Carrie Knott, who works with us at our. We started a foundation called the Marigold Project, trying to work with homeless people in Denver and veterans and trying to get them off the street. But right now, we're just kind of working through the red tape, and it's an endowment. But through her, I got one of these cool patches, and I've been wearing that hat a lot too. So
Well, it's good. You're repping the cause and making a
Yeah.
fashion statement at the same time.
wait,
I love it.
yeah. Nice.
All right, so we've seen you guys at rooms as small as the Earl, which holds a couple of 100 people. I think they still allow smoking in there.
They do.
Yeah, weird place. We've seen you at Music Midtown. We've seen you at the Roxy. We've seen you at our own holiday show. Does doing a festival as opposed to a club show change your set list at all?
Well, it's shorter,
Yeah, today it's about 30 minutes shorter than.
and it's in the middle of the day.
So playing in the daylight affects the performance a little bit?
Yeah,
Yeah,
rock and
it's not
roll
the
in the
same
middle of the
vibe.
day is weird. There's that. And not to say that this should be only preserved for the evenings, but it is more fun when it's dark outside.
It presents a challenge in some ways, but generally, by the time you get on stage and you recognize the people that are out there to watch you have been like sleeping in their own filth for 4 days already, and they're pretty dedicated to come see you, you get pretty fired up by just kind of the energy of the people out there.
Okay, cool. Well, yeah, I mean, and you sometimes get the opportunity to play to people who are there for other bands
Right.
and
Exactly.
introduce yourselves to other people. And
And that's always a great opportunity. And for us.
And a nice thing, sometimes as a musician, you like you don't ever get to see any of your buddies that also play in bands because you're just ships in the night touring around. So it's nice sometimes on festivals when you kind of
we
get to
bumped
run
into the Wild Reeds earlier.
Yeah, some
Haven't
folks
seen
that
them
we
in a bit.
played together with before, and you kind of get to reconnect. And
good lineup. There are a lot of great bands to see today if you guys get a chance to wander around.
yeah,
If your pre-stage
Pre-game,
thing doesn't
yeah.
keep you from doing that.
Tenacious D, never seen them. Going to watch them.
That
they
would
play
be
it
really
right
cool.
after us. So
Well, and Mike Jones and Wendy actually started a rumor that Dave Grohl may or may not be coming down for that. He was just in Nashville last night, ending the tour. They're just starting rumors.
I'm going to start a rumor that Donald Trump's going to show up.
and resign.
That wouldn't ruin things.
He's
would
like,
it?
you know
Yeah.
what? I'm not good at
I'm
this.
done.
I'm out. Yeah.
I never wanted to be president. I don't know how this happened.
I'll hold my
I'm
breath.
fired.
I'm fired.
I'll hold my breath.
He looks in the mirror.
Oh man, that is a good.
That's a good one.
Somebody
Well-
make shirts of that.
You guys, I was going to suggest that you hit the Atlanta Barbecue Festival. You guys are St. Louis guys, right? I mean, that would have been a great thing for you to have done.
Yeah,
Now,
well, Casey in St. Louis, pretty good barbecue.
it's hard to compete with that, isn't it?
Well, we have a Texan in our band now, and we had a whole discussion about barbecue. So,
About
he-
which one's
well,
better.
well,
and
just
who-
Texas is a certain thing. Here's a certain thing.
pork,
Missouri is different.
brisket, dry
Yeah.
rub, barbecue
I feel like
sauce.
brisket is a Texas thing,
Yeah.
right? Mm-hmm. And Missouri is definitely burnt-ins. That's the thing.
And pork steak.
Well, yeah, pork steaks. Yeah, pork steaks.
Pork
immediately.
steak.
Pork steak and
Hi,
burnt-ins.
come on down to Missouri and get a
Well,
pork steak.
what is Denver?
Hey, buddy.
I mean, what do they just take?
Denver's
the
green
best
chili,
of,
man.
The best of
Green
green
chili.
chili, all
A
the
lot of
way.
vegan food, a lot of.
A bowl of green
Yeah,
chili.
it's mostly food made out of weed in Denver.
Potato salad. Yeah.
It's weed food. All right. Well, we're really looking forward to your set today, and the next time you come around. And
Hey.
the next time you come around, it will not be in the daytime. But at least you got a beautiful day because the Music Midtown one, when we were here, they had to evacuate the park, and we weren't sure if you were going to get to
Well,
play.
we didn't.
That was
know either.
amazing, though. That was
you were
incredible.
hanging out in our green
We
room
were,
with us.
yes.
And that was a blast, which we drank more than we needed to.
Because we thought the show was canceled.
You thought you weren't going to have to play, so
No,
you went
but
hard.
people came back, and well, there was a tequila tent, and they were like closing up, and they just started feeding us shots. And shots is an amateur move.
Was that the same show that we found out that Jeremiah, the drummer for the Lumineers, was like eating a massive amount of hard-boiled eggs?
No, that was in Bern,
He
Switzerland.
was at
Oh.
that show.
Oh,
Lumineers,
God.
they were at that show.
They were. That's
No,
what I was
but what we
wondering.
did is
We were
one
tipped
of
off
his
by
bandmates
Yeah.
was like, if you can get a raw egg and put it in with his hard-boiled eggs.
He always cracks them on his head or something like that.
So we did.
You were gonna play. You were gonna play.
Well, it was a giant bowl.
Oh, no,
It
but
was a giant bowl of hard-boiled. Like,
Put a couple
I don't
of
know
raw
why
ones
there
in
were
with
like
the hard
30
ones.
hard-boiled eggs in the green room. Like, who can eat that many in one night? And so I just
Andre
went to
the Giant.
catering and asked for an egg, and then snuck it right in there.
But did you get to see the?
I don't know
the
what
actual
happened, but I
payoff?
did worry later that I'd gotten a caterer fired, perhaps. But I don't think it actually happened. But
Well, I feel bad for the rest of his band knowing that he's eating all those damn eggs.
Well, that's why
horrible.
one of his band
He
members
only
probably
eats
tipped
eggs and
us off
broccoli,
to prank
you know?
him.
It's like-
To put an end to that.
Yeah, maybe so.
All right. Well, looking forward to your set. You guys crush it as you always
Thank
do.
you.
It's a rock and roll show. I mean, it's it's so much fun. You guys and any band that's got a horn section is all right with me. Cake was yesterday. We were just talking about how.
Oh, they have a section?
Oh yeah,
Sweet.
it's incredible. But looking forward to you guys. Thanks for coming and hanging out with us at Shaky
Our pleasure.
Knees.
Thank you.
you.